Do your words sound the same on Thursday as they do on Sunday morning? James in chapter 3 here has been talking about our words and about how powerful and dangerous they can be. And he comes in verse 9 to address something specifically that's happening with Christians, that our words aren't always consistent. The things that come out of our mouths don't always line up with each other. Let's look in verse 9. It says, with it, and this is talking about the tongue or our mouths, with it we bless our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who are made in the likeness of God. From the same mouth come blessing and cursing. So he's saying, look, you may be singing worship songs to God on Sunday, but then you're going home and you're opening your mouth and it looks an awful lot like the last passage that was talking about the destructive fire of hell pouring out of your mouth. And that's not okay. We shouldn't be honoring God and blessing God at one moment and then cursing people. And notice this amazing value statement that he says about people. People who are made in the likeness of God. People have value. Why? Because they are created in the image of God. They are created in the likeness of God. Now, there may be people out there that you don't think are good people. There may be people you don't like. There may be people that you disagree with. But the fact is, every human being on the planet is created in the image of God. And James is saying the way that we use our words ought to reflect that we shouldn't be blessing God, but then cursing the people that he created in his image. These people, no matter how different from us they are created to reflect the image of God. And so our cursing of them, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't line up. From the same mouth come blessing and cursing. He says, my brothers, these things ought not to be so. This isn't how it should be. We shouldn't be singing praises to God on Sunday morning and then going home and posting hateful messages all over social media and tearing people down whenever they are the people that God created in his own image. And then he gives some illustrations. Verse 11. Does a spring pour forth from the same opening both fresh and salt water? Can a fig tree, my brothers, bear olives, or a grapevine produce figs? Neither can a salt pond yield fresh water. This is, to modernize this a little bit, it's like, does your faucet give you both fresh water and sewer water? That wouldn't be good. What if you want to go get a nice cold drink of ice water and you open it up and every once in a while it's just like some gross sewer water comes out of there and goes in, and no, that's gross. It ought not to be that way. That's not good. It's the same way with our words. We shouldn't be able to, when we're around our Christian friends or on certain days of the week, speak in a godly way, in a way that honors God, in a way that blesses God, and then at other times just go around cursing other people around us. One kind of fruit should be coming from our mouths. One kind, and that is the kind that glorifies God. So we need to ask the question, but before we open our mouth, before we speak, we need to ask the question, does this honor God? And does it honor the creation that he made? Are my words going to glorify God? Would I say this if Jesus is sitting there right beside me? Is this something that would please him, that he would be okay with hearing me say? There is good news in this passage. We've seen the power of our words, and we've seen that they're dangerous and that they're destructive. But there is some good news here that he says, with it we bless our Lord and Father. That's good, right? From the same mouth comes blessing. So there is good news here that we have a powerful instrument to bless God. We have a powerful instrument in our words, in our ability to speak, to honor God and to bring him glory. That's a good thing. That's a blessing. Our words are powerful. But let's be careful to use this powerful instrument only for the glory of God and not let that goal be mixed with our other motives of tearing other people down or of lashing out at people in a way that doesn't honor God and that devalues them as people who are created in the image of God, but who we judge to be less worthy of blessing that we would normally give. So let's be careful with our words, like he said back in chapter 1. Be slow to speak, consider these things, and let your words bring blessing to God and not be mixed with the cursing of the world.